Hey, good day everyone. So today we're going to be going around the KOA here in Middlebury, Indiana. We have enjoyed our stay so far. It's been really nice and warm, although our neighbors have not been very pleasant. You know, it's really irrelevant to the place, but it does kind of make things awkward. They're the type of people that who you can tell don't want to be parents but have a couple kids. Just the way that they treat them and stuff like that. So it's, you know, it's kind of bumming out our time at our actual campsite. So luckily there is lots to do and see around the campground. So we're going to play a little bit of mini putt. We're going to try out the Frisbee golf, maybe have a game of chess, go for a swim, and we'll take and show you guys the rest of it as well as that stuff. So I hope you enjoy the video. So, lucky for us, about 2 Christmases ago, I was giving a set of Frisbee golf discs. So, this place does have a Frisbee golf course. It's very small. It's only a 4-hole course. I don't know if you want to call it a hole. I don't know. Clearly, I don't play Frisbee golf very often. But, this will be Akane's first time? Yes. This will be Akane's first time. So, we're going to see how she does. I don't play very often. I've only played, I don't know, maybe 5 times in my whole life, so it's something that I enjoy doing, but it's not something that you come across very often. Okay, so we'll make this our official start. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to aim for that net basket. Okay, so it's like mini putt where you have to take as few shots as possible. Nice, kinda. See how it goes? Oh, not so good.
Good, kinda.
I think that's been hindering me.
No excuse.
This is shot number 3. Let's go. There you go. 4.
Okay.
3. Oh no! I think you're closer.
Yes, I think so.
Oh! Yep, that's gonna be bouncy now. There you go. 3. 3. Our next one's a little further away. Nice, pretty good. Shot number 2. Oh, you tricked me. That's good. Shot number 3, as the Newfoundlanders say.
And as I say.
And who?
Huh?
And who?
Me.
You. Oh, very close. 3 for me.
Yes.
Shot number 4. It's all on video, so you can't lie. Well, you got it under a tree. It's supposed to be this tree over here, but you know, whatever you want to do. Oh no!
Yeah, definitely under the tree. Where is it?
It's in a bush. Let's find where yours is. Oh, look at that. That's easy.
Oh my.
Hey, just because I went in that bush doesn't mean you need to go in that bush.
You were there?
I think so.
Ah.
See yours.
Yes.
There's
Where are you? Josh in the... Oh!
Think of the very middle of this bush. That's where this was. Alright, since we both were in the bush, we're just going to say it never happened and we're going to start here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, shot number 3. Can't fool anybody. Shot number 4. Close. Okay, shot 5 for you.
No, 5, 4.
1, 2, 3. 12. 16. Why not? Alright everyone, so unfortunately this is going to be the last video from this section of the trip. So this section of the trip included Kentucky, Illinois, and then ending here in Indiana. And it's been a fantastic couple of weeks. One of my favorite things to do is before summer or spring technically really hits home in Nova Scotia, I like to try and get out to places like this where it's already hot and sunny and probably a lot warmer than what even the peak of our summer is going to be like. So it's been a wonderful start to the summer. So if you like the video, let me know, hit the thumbs up button. I think that we showed off a lot of really cool places. I think it was a lot of fun. I know we had a lot of fun. I hope you guys did too. If you're new to the channel, I just want to say welcome, and I hope that you like this stuff. I hope that you'll subscribe. So everyone that's new, everyone that's old, I want to say thank you once again, and I hope to see you in the next series of videos. Alright everyone, so it's actually about a week after we got back, and after everything's said and done, I remembered 3 stories that I need to tell. And I'm trying to decide if I should tell the depressing story first or leave that to the end. And I think I'll probably leave it to the end because it's the longest. So the first is I have some beaten up hands. So this hand is fine. This hand on the other hand, so this finger I have a blood blister on. This finger I got burnt on a piece of wood from the fire. And this one is that darn wasp that got me that made my finger burn for like 12 hours. So this hand had a rough trip. The second one is, so we were at a pool at one of the last KOA there with the crazy lady. Anyway, there was this little girl that was in there, and she's swimming around, and then Akane goes over, she's like, hey, what's your name? So the little kid says her name. She's like, oh, what's your name? She's like, my name's Akane. She's like, Akane. It's nice. And then she looks at me, she's like, what's your name? And I'm like, my name's Josh. And she's like, that's a weird name. I'm like, what? How is Akane a normal name? Mine's weird. Anyway, speaking of the crazy lady, this is the third story. So the first day, I think I remember, it's enough for you, this is only a couple clips ago, for me this is a week ago. But anyway, so we were there for 2 days, and over the course of the first day, we didn't really say anything. We just kind of ignored her, kind of ignored the husband, felt really bad for the kid, and just kind of went about through our day. And then the second day was a little bit different. We, of course, we were busy for a lot of the day, so we didn't hear them. But once we got back to our campground, they were just yelling at the kid. Eventually, by the evening, the husband went off to work, and it was just the mom and the kid. And it seems like the mom gets so much worse and yells so much more when it's just the two of them. So anyway, so around 7 o'clock, she started trying to put the kid to bed, and the kid wasn't sleeping. Of course, she was yelling at the kid for not sleeping, because, that's what I would do with a kid. That, if you're trying to get them to sleep, probably yelling at them's not the best route to do that. But yeah, so anyway, so that went on till 8, until 9, until 10, and we wanted to go to bed, because we were getting up super early to drive home the next morning, so we were going to be getting up around 4:30. So we went to bed around 10, and the mother just started going on and on, really yelling, and this time she started threatening the kid, I'm gonna punch you again. And I'm like, I'm gonna punch you again. I like, that's not good. And then she's like, I'm gonna murder you if you don't fall asleep. No, I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding. I'm like, okay, like this lady's getting pretty darn crazy. I'm not gonna deal with this anymore. So I said, Connie, I'm gonna go call the cops. So I went up to the front, called the cops, and told them what was going on. And she said, okay, well, somebody may call you. You know, we're probably gonna look into it. And they did. Well, they never called. So eventually I waited around for 15-20 minutes just to see if they would show up at the front, and they never did. So I went back to the tent, and the mother was still yelling at the kid. And then finally we heard a car pull up, and you know, we opened up the tent just to see what was going on. And we couldn't really see a whole lot until he shines his flashlight on the tent, and you know, it's a sheriff's department, and he talked a little bit to the little lady there, and I didn't really hear much of what was saying, but afterwards he came over, because at that point I had gotten out of the tent. I was waiting just to talk to him and tell him what was going on, and he came over. He's like, this place is pretty hard to find. I'm like, yeah, I know, like, on the way there we put the address into our GPS and we couldn't find it right away. It was actually a little bit further down the road. So as soon as he said it was hard to find, I knew what he was talking about. And then he's like, then I got in here, he's like, I didn't know really where it was. He's like, but luckily I had my windows down, so all I had to do was listen, and I could hear her screaming from on the other end of the campground. So he knew exactly where to go. But anyway, he talked to her. He didn't see any like bruises from hitting the kid, which is, I guess, good, because obviously they weren't hitting her that hard, but still. Anyway, somebody had to talk for the kid. I'm glad that we did it, and first time I ever had to call the cops on vacation.
Here we go.
Okay.